Hello YouTube, what's up guys? It's Tom here, and I'm with the video showing you guys how to use timeline animation in Adobe Photoshop. So what you're gonna need is Adobe Photoshop Extended Edition, and here's how you can tell if you have Extended Edition. If you have the little 3D drop down here at the top, then you have Extended Edition, and you will be able to use timeline animation. So what you can use timeline animation for is it is a lot more high quality and efficient way of doing animation. The typical animation for your .gifs in Photoshop is using frame animation, and this is it's a terrible way to animate because it's not smooth at all. It's very skippy. So timeline animation makes everything nice and smooth, and it looks so much better. So what I'm going to be making is basically just a simple glare effect over some text, and you should be able to get the basis of how you're going to do this from just by doing what I do in this video. You should be able to make other things with timeline animation, not just be able to make a glare effect. So I'm just going to make a new rectangular shaped document here, and the first thing I'm going to do is add some text. So I'm just going to put test, and it can't be white. Let me make that. Let's make it green, just like that. And then we're going to center it. So here's how you center it. You have the text layer highlighted, or whatever layer you want to center. You hit control, hold down control, click the background layer, press these two buttons, and then the text will center automatically. So a lot of people don't know how to do that, and it's a pretty awesome feature, so recommend you use it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get out the brush and make a new layer. And now we're going to just draw a line down that is white. A white line down. I'm trying to make this as straight as possible. Alright, that's pretty straight. Make a line down, and now that we have that, we're going to move it off to the side, and we're going to delete the background layer so we can see what's going on here. And let me actually... Okay, now select this layer, and you can move it around. Just make sure it's off the text. Now you have it says that it's animation and it's frames. So what we need to do to get the timeline animation is go to the lower right here, click this little button. Now this menu will come up, and at first it's gonna look like you're gonna be like, what the hell is this? I have no idea what's going on, but it's pretty easy to use, so just kind of follow and watch. So what we need to do is, as I just did, you need to drop down the layer 1, which is this line, and basically how you do this is you need to put, these are keyframes, so you click that, and this is where the animation for the position, so it's going to change the position starting at the 0-second mark. So then we need to move the little slider here out to where we want the animation to start at. So let's say I want to start, I'm sorry, not where to start at, where we want it to end. So let's say we want this line here to move to a new position in 1 second. Then we would put it right here. We would drag the slider out to 1 second. We would have the little movement guy up here on, and then we can just use our arrows, or we can just drag it all the way across where we want it to be, and not up. And let's say we want to go right there, just off of the text. So now, when we press play, as you can see, it smoothly goes across there. And if you really want to see how smooth it is, I'll move this out to 2 seconds. And as you just saw there, you can move these keyframes by just holding them and then dragging them across. And of course, the longer down the timeline it is, the longer the animation is going to be. So look at that, nice and smooth. Now, let's say we want it to be only on the text and not anywhere else. What we're going to do is we're going to right click this, and we're going to hit create clipping mask. As you can see, when I did that, it removed the line off of everything except for the text. So I need to delete this keyframe. Alright, now we hit play, and boom. Play, and it goes right across, and there's a bunch of cool stuff you can do here. I will just put a little dot here, 100% hardness. I'll just put a black dot. Shit, 1 sec. I'm gonna make a new layer, and I'm just gonna put a black dot, pure black dot. Okay. So then let's drop down layer 2, drag this back to the very beginning, and now we can do let's try. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set the opacity of this to 0. And then what we're going to do is put opacity here and put this also at 2 seconds. And then we'll put the opacity at 100%. So basically what that does is once the opacity, okay, so it starts out at 0 opacity. And then the keyframe that starts the animation starts at 0 seconds. And then over a 2-second span, like we put it right here, we want the opacity to go up to 100%. So when we play this, it'll slowly get up to 100%. And then what we can also do is put it right here, and then we can try this. Let's put this at 4 seconds, and then let's put the opacity back down to 0. So now what this is going to do is it's going to go up to 100%, then as soon as it's up at 100%, it's going to go back down to 0. So that is going to be the end of this tutorial. If you have any questions, just go ahead and ask in the comments, and I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. And this looks, I highly recommend using this animation over anything else, because everything else is just there. There's really only one alternative, and that's frame animation, and it's not nearly as nice as this. If you were to compare side by side what I just did in frame animation to what I just made in timeline animation, you would be amazed at how much better the timeline animation one looks. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope it helped you with your graphics, and I'll talk to you guys later.